In this video, I wanted to talk a little bit about one of my favorite Powerhouse anti-agers. And this ingredient is all the rage in Korea, in Asia, in Europe, even in the States. It is like, it's everywhere now. I'm talking about the Powerhouse ingredient, poly-L-lactic acid. What is it and how can it help you? Stay tuned. I'm going to talk about it coming up next. Welcome back. Christine Byer here, licensed esthetician for 22 years. On this channel, we talk about your skincare journey, and it's, not one thing that makes your face look better. It's a whole combination of things, and hopefully you'll love this next ingredient that I'm going to talk about, poly-L-lactic acid, aka threads, aka Sculptra, the injectable, aka, I've heard it called just PLA, but anytime you see somebody talking about threads with cogs, threads to give volume back to the face, it has poly-L-lactic acid. And poly-L-lactic acid is a manufactured stem cell that is dissolvable sutures. What poly-L-lactic acid does, it's a biostimulator, and wherever these stitches are placed, they're going to stimulate that area so that the skin will heal, right? So if you have an internal surgery, you want poly-L-lactic acid stitches because they're going to dissolve, but while they dissolve, they're going to stimulate your skin to heal. So it's been about 10 years ago that the Korean company House of PLLA, or Tove Medical, they started working on a PLLA mask. And they came out with this beautiful mask that they actually improve upon every year. They put more of the poly-L-lactic acid in it or something. But it is so interesting. This mask can only be done here in the treatment room. Now, there are other cheaper masks that they sell that have lower grade poly-L-lactic acid, but the poly-L-lactic acid has to be a really high grade for this to work well. So the one, I actually distribute this, and it's a mask. I put on a serum that's chock full of poly-L-lactic acid, and then I put on a hydrogen mask, and the poly-L-lactic acid has an affinity for the hydrogen, and I don't know if you know, but hydrogen is the tiniest molecule, right? It is the tiniest, and poly-L-lactic acid will piggyback on the hydrogen and go whoosh, be pushed into the deepest layers of your skin and wrap around your hair follicle, and that's how this stays in the skin. So backing up, what can it do for you? Well, lucky for us, after they had so much success with this mask, they started to look at home care products. And so it's called the HOP, House of PLLA facial filling line. And this one product, this is probably my favorite out of all of them. I don't know. It's like, which is your favorite child? This is chock full of poly-L-lactic acid and caviar extract. This is my mom's favorite. So my mom is turning 80 this year, and I give my mom lots of different things to try because, if it works on 80-year-old skin, if I can see a difference in 80-year-old skin, it has the oxygenating action that pushes that poly-L-lactic acid deeper into the follicles. So that's part of its action. But this is a beautiful multi-active serum. It actually wears like a moisturizer. I wear this most nights over a few other things, but you want to make sure it bubbles to get it to push that poly-L-lactic acid in there. My mom loves this, and she always, she tries things and she'll say, "Oh, that was nice, but I really like that bubbly stuff." And it's funny. There was a series of months, and it's like I'm torturing my mom or something, and I just gave her some other stuff to try and this and that, and then I went to do a facial on her. I'm like, "Mom, your skin's looking meh." She's like, "I know. Can I just have some of that Cavi?" I gave her one, and I saw her the next week, and her skin just bounced back. She's like, "I can tell immediately with that stuff." The caviar is also rich in amino acids, or the building blocks of collagen. So it's a real powerhouse, this guy. And the whole concept of using a skincare product, and I don't think people understand this, but I strategize with my clients, right? I have to get the best results possible, humanly possible, right? But I can't inject, I can't cut them, I can't, I have my hands, and I have products, and I have some devices, right? So the concept of having a skincare product that you put it on, and it has all this goodness to generate collagen and suppress melanin and make your skin look nice and cushy, and and improve it over time. But then when all those antioxidants and all that good stuff just gets expended, that polylactic acid is sitting there in your follicle, and it's sending out that message, produce collagen 24/7. So that's like a 2-for-1, you know? So it's like, when I want to make sure my clients are taking care of their skin, say I do some sort of series on them and I want their skin to look rocking and amazing, I send them home with these products, because that is my insurance policy, that they are going to continue to look good even if they can't get to me for a month, because they've got the 1-2 punch of like, boom, all the antioxidants, and then after that wears off, the polylactic acid is sitting there in its follicles sending out that produce collagen message 24/7. So this takes a little bit of time, but it builds up in the follicle and it will fill the face. So not like an injectable filler, it's sort of more of an all-over blanket, but it's also safe and there are no contraindications and there's no pain with it, which is great. So, and something else I noticed when I'm working on clients, because this is sending that message 24/7 to produce collagen, I know where my clients' like congested spots are, right? And where their muscles get extra tight and where they get a lot of denseness and tightness in their face. And I noticed when I first started doing the professional mask, and this is the HOP, or the House of PLLA Paleo facial filling treatment. This has to be done through a doctor esthetician. A licensed pro has to do this. But when I first started doing this mask, I was noticing that I would go into like a trouble spot on a client, like a jaw or whatever, and it was looser. And I was like, what is going on here? And then I spoke to a few colleagues that do this type of work that I do as well, and they're like, yeah, you know, it turns out that increased circulation and that increased prompting of collagen production 24/7 really starts to loosen up a lot of stagnated stuff. And you know, if you're a clincher, if you're older and you know you're not doing gua sha, one of the beautiful things about a gua sha tool is that it brings up the skin's natural moisturizing factors and its natural hyaluronic acid over time, right? Because we're rehydrating the tissues with our gua sha tools. Well, the polylactic acid does that on a more subtle level, but it does it 24/7. So it's like, ta-da, you know, it's like this, it is just so amazing. It's so amazing that I remember when I first started carrying these products and they hit the scene and it was a big splash, you know, anything new in skincare is like, ooh. But it was new from Korea, facial filling mask, and there were other lines that I carried that were looking into putting polylactic acid into their products as well, but quickly found out that high-grade polylactic acid would make their products, already really good products, extraordinarily expensive, turns out. And they make really high-grade polylactic acid in Korea, so they were able to bring down the cost for these products. Anyway, so yeah, I just love this. I love the 1-2 punch. There's a whole line. There's the day cream, the night cream. This is the promoter cell repair cream. This is the back bar size. There's a smaller size. They've got their sun cushion. Love their SPF 50 sun cushion. I use mine every day. As you can tell, it's pretty schmutzy. But this is SPF 50. Also has the polylactic acid in it. It's brightening and it is blurring. Beautiful, beautiful product. Let's see. They've got their Paleo Stem Cell Mist, which was one of the first, it was the first product that came out after the mask to keep the mask in place. So it smells like rainbows and unicorns. That's very popular. And then we have the Promoter Repair Cell Eye Cream, Eye and Lip Cream. This is very nice. You can put it on the eyes and the lips, also with the polylactic acid. Anything that says promoter cell recovery also has growth factors in it and EGF and lots of good stuff. So that's a very nice creamy moisturizer that has polylactic acid in it for the eyes and the lips. And then there's the Cavi that I told you about already. And they now have a face and body sunscreen. So this is their all mineral, what do they call it? Multi-protection face and body sunscreen. So this I really, really like. Just came out and tends to, it looks a little white at first, but it does blend into even my darkest skin tones magically. I don't know how they do that. I honestly don't know how they do that. I need to keep this in my car so I remember to put it on every single day. These are my Miami sun-kissed arms. Also has polylactic acid and growth factors in it. So this is some luxe stuff. I mean, it is like creme de la creme anti-aging. And I don't really know of many products that you put them on once and then they just keep on working overnight and the next day, you know, after all their antioxidants and their shtick is gone, they're just gone. With this, you've got the polylactic acid that remains, and that's that produced collagen message. So it's such a clever product coming from Korea, of course, works like gangbusters. I will never be without this. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye now.